Hi, Keith Abraham. Thanks very much for responding and asking for the template. Before I talk about the template, I want to just position this. You know, there are three things that you and I need to master if we want to get on more stages, generate higher fees, and leverage our expertise. The three are profile. So that's the one I want to talk to you about. The second is pipeline, making sure that we know how to have the sales conversation, being consistent in following up because not everyone's ready to buy when you're talking to them, and more importantly, knowing how to convert. The second part is the product. And when I talk about product, I'm not necessarily talking about an online course. I'm talking about you as a product, the presentation you deliver. Is it remarkable, memorable, referable? Those key elements. So think about those three elements that you need to work on and give yourself a bit of a rating. Am I great at that? Do I need to work on that? Am I not doing that at all? So when we talk about profile, building your profile, there are three key areas to look at. One is your actual positioning, your prospect, and more importantly, your process. Now, I'll talk about those other ones a little bit later on in another video, but I want to share with you about identifying the perfect prospect for you. I want you to ask the question, who do you want to, you could speak to anybody, anywhere in the world these days. So who is the ideal prospect for you? The second is, what are they looking for? What's their greatest challenge? What's their greatest opportunities? What are they looking for when it comes to engaging somebody like you as a professional presenter, trainer, coach, whatever it may be? And then how do you influence them? How do you get that cut through? How do you reach out and connect with them? Not just communicate with them, but connect with them. And I suppose the other question is why. The why is you have to start with a plan. So let me share with you this template. Now you will have received a link with this video, and let me walk you through this template, which is all about profile building. Because here's what I do know. If you understand why, in other words, if you have a plan that gives you clarity, it keeps you in this corridor of clarity rather than the chasm of confusion. So often I talk to speakers, and what are you doing to build your profile? I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm doing this. And here's what we do know. Opportunities flee from people who are frantic. So you have to be very strategic in what you want to do. Now, if you take this sheet, let me walk you through it step by step. I'll put the date in the middle. That's what this part here is. Put the date in the middle. And then I want you to identify where are the best industries that you really relate to, that you love to work with, that you relate to personally, professionally. Maybe it's part of your background. Maybe it's an industry that your message just really resonates with. Now, that can be one industry, can be multiple industries. For me, I've been big in the car industry. I've done a lot with Toyota, Lexus, Maserati, BMW, Audi, done a lot with those organisations. Direct selling is where I spend a lot of my time these days. Financial planning, banking and finance. So I've got four industries that I like to do. I don't do anything with pharmaceutical. I don't do anything with what's another industry? I don't do very much at all with real estate. Done a few conferences over the year, but those are the industries. So I want you to pick the industries. Then I want you to pick the brands. Now, these are aspirational. These are the brands you go, I'd just love to work with that brand. So I want you to pick the brands. You might down 1, 2, 3, you might write down 5 or 6 brands. Then I want you to write down who. Who is the best person for you to talk to? Is it the internal conference organizer? Is it the director of sales, director of marketing, comms? Is it head of HR? Is it the CEO? So I want you to identify who. And then I want you to think a little bit about, well, how would you go about connecting with those particular clients? Is it LinkedIn? Is it cold call? Is it a referral? Is it speaking at an event? In actual fact, I want you to think a little bit about, if they're your ideal clients, where do they congregate? Everybody these days belongs to a community, whether it be an association, whether it be an organisation, whether it be a buying group. They congregate somewhere. And they're the events that you want to start to think about who you want to get in touch with, but more importantly, what are the events that they're at? And then going to some of your existing clients and saying, you know what, do you know someone who is the the president of that association. If I can share a quick example with you. I've done a lot of work in the insurance industry, in the financial advice industry. And I remember speaking at a conference for the $1 Million Round Table, MDRT. It was a chapter event here in Brisbane. There was about 40 people in the room for breakfast. But that free presentation led me to a paid roadshow, which led me to a conference in Asia for 4,000 people, which led me to the main platform presenter for the $1 Million Round Table, which was 10,000 people. And it all came from a free profiling presentation. So take some time and work through this plan. Now, if you want a hand on how to implement this, reach out to me, but this is the basis. This is the catalyst, the master plan for actually identifying what's important, what matters, and what's going to make a difference to you building your profile and getting on more stages. I'm Keith Abraham. Thanks very much for watching the video and asking for this template. Bye now.